Are you ready?
Are you ready?
We really have issues. All right. Cut. Wassup TV Crew.
It's your man Braxton.
And this lady Tia. And today we are going to talk to y'all about long distance relationships.
Don't say it can't be done. Because it can.
You're just so extra. Y'all, so we are going to talk to you about long distance relationships because we've been through this not one time, but 2 times.
Many people have told us, what was it like for us? And also people have constantly told us that they believe long distance relationships never work.
Yeah.
They're just too hard. And, it's just straight up impossible. And I'll admit, I was one of those people who originally believed that very much. But as you can see, that is not true. Long distance relationships do work if you are willing to put in the work. So let's talk.
So originally, our first time that we did a long distance relationship was our senior year of high school. I was in Rome, Georgia, and you were in
Columbus, Ohio. Originally, I wasn't with long distance relationships. But after you left and when you came back to the United States, then I was like, okay, I know that I want to be with this girl. So it's one thing if you're out of the country. It's another thing if I know that you are at least, within these 50 states. So once she came back to the U.S., that's when I saw that as an opportunity for, us to get back together and make things work, which is the reason why I wanted us to go back.
And it's easier to communicate when you are
we're on the same time zone.
Yeah, same time zone. Because at that time, I think I was, how many hours? 6? Because I was in Azerbaijan, Baku. And
I think I was going to sleep when you were waking up.
Yeah, so I would be on this Uber. I said Uber. I would be on Uvu with him probably at like 6 in the morning.
Something like that.
Yeah, and it was like 10 your time or 11. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would be waking up super early. But this was before we even dated again. So during that time, we were always keeping in touch after we broke up. And then once I moved back to the States, I felt like it was way easier because we were on the same. I think you were an hour ahead because Ohio was an hour ahead.
But that's a lot easier to manage. So, when I looked at it, it was just, okay, yes, this is going to indeed be a challenge. She's in a totally different state. But and when I look at long distance relationship, when people constantly say it's not going to work, then that kind of.
You're putting in your head.
Right. You're already accepting the fact that this isn't going to happen. And, I did the same thing and I felt the same way. So I can tell you, I know what you're thinking and how you might feel. But when you decide to do a long distance relationship and you do it with the seriousness and all the love and affection that you can give it, it is going to work 100%. Mm-hmm. I know, at least from a guy's point of view, you are going to have to get creative at times just to continue to show that love and appreciation and affection to your significant other, because it's real easy for you to pick her up, take her to the movies, go out to dinner. It's easy to give her flowers at school and stuff like that, whereas I didn't have that luxury, but I still found ways to get you love notes. I still found ways to get you flowers. I still found ways to do stuff to let you know I'm thinking about you, I miss you, and I love you. If you have that much care and affection for them, nothing is going to get in the way of your relationship. And we're living at distance now. Mm-hmm. And
that's what I was about to say. So let's fast forward. So we go off to college. We're finally back with each other. And I see him every day. And it's just great because it's been years since I've been in the same place with him. And then once we leave, we're at a distance again. So he's in Raleigh and I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is only 2.5 hours, and we make it work. I literally see this man. Y'all might think that we live together, but it seems like we live together, but I see him every week because we make it work.
In high school, I didn't have the luxury of, I get to just come down whenever I feel like it, because brother was struggling in high school.
And I surely didn't, because those people, being at a boarding school, we had to be locked in our rooms from 7 to 9. We had our study halls. So, of course, I couldn't just be like, oh, I'm about to go visit my boyfriend this weekend. No, we had to get my parents' permission. They were out of the country. And then we had our house moms there, but it was just everything was kind of strict. So I knew, of course, for senior year, it wasn't going to be as flexible and it was going to be more difficult. But now, since we're on our own, making our own rules, and like everything's just us deciding on what we want to do, I feel like it's a lot more smoother.
Yeah. When you're in a long distance relationship, you got to put your significant other first. I mean, you still want to have that balance. Don't sit up and be on the phone with that person. Out of the 24 hours, you're on the phone with them for 22 of those hours. I think that's a little bit extreme. That's a little much. Because you're not going to live life. You're not going to do anything else but be on the phone with this person. But you also don't want it to be like all we do is good morning, good night, and that's it either. Because you're going to lose that spark, definitely. One other thing I think is good to do is just to regularly do different stuff and try new things and special little surprises and stuff like that.
Stay spontaneous.
Like, there's many times where I do just because surprises for you. Like, we had picnic at a park with a big sign that says
just because.
And it's, it was like, I want to show you how I feel about you, and I don't need to have a reason to do it. I wanted to show you, so I'm going to show you just because I feel like it. So a simple good morning, beautiful. I hope that you have an incredible day. You're this, you're that. You are going to blow that meeting out of the water. That's something that's really special to do for someone when you're at distance. That's something special to do for someone when you're together.
Yeah, together.
And then you could take it all the way to the extreme of pulling up, jumping out of a helicopter and showing up with 12 roses in a tuxedo and, a diamond ring. I mean, you can do that whole spectrum. Anyone's going to appreciate everything, but you just have to actually make an effort and actually try. And I don't think enough people do that.
Yeah.
So many people get caught up in going through the motions and, well, this is a relationship.
Just saying that they're together and not really putting effort. And
we go to movies. We have dinner.
Just for the gram, I want to take a picture. No.
Right. That's not what it's about.
It's pointless if you're doing that.
I mean, honestly, I think that is a good test. If you are in a relationship, I mean, I'm not going to say all of y'all need to be at a distance, because that's
crazy,
just messed up.
Yeah.
But if you are given that
truly committed,
if you're truly committed,
I think it's because I am thankful for having. Because this is our second time being at long distance, I am thankful for having this because we are seeing like, okay, we really want to be together and we want to make this work. Yeah. Because I feel like some people get comfortable when they do live near someone or they take it for granted. And what we're doing, we're not taking stuff for granted because it's like, okay, the time that we spend is very valuable. So.
That's true.
Yeah. When you care for someone, just make sure you let them know, like words of affirmation. Just tell them that you care. Go out your way of trying to see them. If you are at a distance, go and try to visit them, surprise them. Just keep your relationship spontaneous because you don't want to get in. I think my mom in our panel, she said, don't get in a rut of doing the same thing because that gets boring. Yeah. Your relationships won't last when you're doing the same thing over. If you're just sitting on the couch watching TV or you're not trying to do anything with your partner. So I would just say, just keep your relationship spontaneous. And I just feel like it's just kind of second nature to us.
I mean, we don't think about it because
we don't really think about long distance relationship. Because to be honest, if someone said, "Oh, y'all don't know what," I would be like, "No," because I literally see him every week, and it doesn't feel like we're at a distance because I see him all the time. Yeah. So it's kind of like it's a difference between now and when we were, of course, in high school, like he said earlier, because we didn't have the access to just get up and go. But now, since we made the decision, I feel like it's easy. If you're willing and wanting to do it, you can do it. But it's at the end of the day, it's up to you.
I mean, adding on to what you said about being spontaneous, like, I come down majority of the time because it's convenient for me with what I do. But for most people, you know, be creative with how you guys meet up. I don't think it should be where, I don't think majority of the time, unless it's convenient for you, it should be where one person always comes here to see the other. You know, it needs to be vice versa, where she comes to see you, he comes to see her, and you also split it up where, no, we're going to meet somewhere in the middle. Because that's how you make sure that you don't, like, get that fatigue of, I've been on the road all day, or I'm jet lag, or I'm, you know, I've been doing all this traveling just to come see you, and I'm only here for 2 days, and you really only get to spend 3 hours together just because you're so tired of all the traveling. So, you know, make sure you guys figure out a solid plan on how to do that. You know, where it's either we're going to meet in the middle, or, hey, that last time I came to see you, can you come see me? Stuff like that, that makes a difference as well. Unless it is more convenient for someone to come down, like it is for me. It's nothing for me to come to Charlotte. I'm literally, you know, in Charlotte all the time. It's easy for me to do.
And I also think with quarantine, COVID, that actually helped out our relationship a lot. It's kind of like we're basically living together because of COVID, because we can work from anywhere. Yeah. So I can be working in Tennessee, which I love. I can work from Michigan. I can work from here. I could just work anywhere, which is convenient. So we're literally with each other all the time now.
Before the pandemic, I would be with you for like a weekend.
Yeah, he was for a weekend.
For a whole week. Then I would come back the next weekend. Stuff like that. Whereas now, like, I'm with you for 2 weeks straight. I hope you guys appreciate what we had to share about long distance relationships. Just to wrap it up, pretty much everything that we're saying is going to come down to these few bullet points. And what I would definitely say is to actually have the effort to work at it with one another. Be creative when it comes to how you guys work together, how you guys do this long distance relationship. And also be willing to compromise with each other. You know, there's going to be times where it's going to be a lot of give and take and back and forth. So figure out what's going to be the easiest plan and what's the best compromise for the two of you.
Then I guess I could say from my end, although we are in a long distance relationship and some of our viewers might be in one, at the end you do want to have an end goal to it. So you don't want to stay in a long distance relationship for too long. So make plans with your partner or spouse eventually to live in the same place. But for now, we're doing what works for us because we both have our own careers and all that kind of stuff, and we're making it work. But eventually we do plan on moving together, same place, and all that kind of stuff. So just have a backup plan if you're serious with the person. Make sure you like,
comment,
and subscribe to Table View.